The Apple Fire in Riverside County roared through rugged backcountry earlier this month, blackening more than 33,000 acres in just 2 weeks. Nearly 8,000 people were evacuated. 2 weeks later, a second major fire hit the region in the Angeles National Forest, the Lake Fire. California Governor Gavin Newsom says this is a much more active fire season.
While last year we experienced some acuity of fires, the Kincaid Fire, some others down Getty Fire, and some others in Southern California, the total number of fires last year was substantially lower than the activity we're experiencing this year.
Since January, there have been more than 6,700 fires in the state, up from just over 4,000 the year before. With the hottest months of the year just ahead, safety is a key priority.
We get a fire, we're tired, and that fatigue sometimes makes us a little woozy or confused.
CAL FIRE Captain Danny Ramirez is huddled with about a dozen firefighters under a shade tree near the Hamul Fire Station. It's the safety briefing before a midday hike in 100-degree heat. The big lessons today: be safe, stay hydrated, and communicate.
When it heats up in the middle of the day at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that those triggers get back in their mind and say, hey, that's what we talked about this morning, the heat, the probability of ignition.
And then there's the threat of COVID-19. Everyone on the crew is wearing a face mask in an effort to keep from spreading the infection. Ramirez says firefighters are taking the advice of public health officials because they can't afford to lose anyone.
I'm wearing our masks, taking our temperatures every morning, double checking with everybody. Is probably the best thing we can do.
But Ramirez concedes that staying safe in the firehouse or during training is much easier than when the crew is battling flames in the midst of a wildfire. And he says firefighting remains their first priority.
Saving a structure or life, that COVID kind of takes a backseat to that. When we can regroup and we have to, remember that COVID, then we'll use those precautions again.
The Apple Fire was the first major fire incident where CAL FIRE also dealt with the pandemic.
Being up there in Riverside at the base camp, things were different. It was a different experience.
CAL FIRE's Thomas Schutz says there were actually 2 base camps, so firefighters didn't congregate in just one area. Food service was pre-packed, and crews that came together fought the fire together and stayed together. Fire officials want to keep the virus out of their ranks, and that's tough because some local firefighters have already been infected.
We're really lucky down here in San Diego County with CAL FIRE and San Diego County Fire. We have a lot of folks to draw from. We have 40 stations, and so even these small little blips where we have folks go out, it's not devastating to us. We're able to work through it.
What CAL FIRE officials want to avoid is creating a super spreader event during a battle against a major wildfire. The agency can't afford to lose lots of firefighters just as the wildfire season heats up.
Go on the right, keep your dying. Go on the right, keep your dying.
Juan Ramirez from Irvine and his hand crew are hiking through the East County near Hamul on this day.
Put down with the fan. Last man, got it.
He's carrying plenty of water and a heavy hand tool.
You strike vegetation and tear.
The idea is to cut through the fuel that might feed a wildfire and scrape the ground bare. The fast-paced hike is designed to physically prepare the crew for line work in dry, hot conditions. But Ramirez knows a wildfire will make it worse.
It's a little hotter, it's a little drier, and you got that smoke and that low visibility, and everybody's on high alert with their head on the swivel and working hard.
The wind and the heat are already issues in the backcountry, especially when there's a fire as part of the equation. COVID-19 now exacerbates that situation. Erik Anderson, KPBS News.